of it. I'm going to focus on the really amazing things that I was able to do today, this week, this day, this year. And with that, I'm going to continue to ask you to do epic shit. How the hell does this 15-year-old, 14-year-old kid just walk out of school and quit? How is this allowed? How is this possible? So I ran after him and I was like, Juan Pablo, where are you going? He's like, home. And I said, but what did you want to be when you were 5 or 6 years old? What did you think you wanted to be when you were 5 or 6 years old? He said, oh, I want to be an architect. And I said, how do you plan to be an architect? I said, what do you need to be an architect? He goes, school. And I'm like, yeah, so where are you going? And he continued to go and I couldn't stop him. And that's when I started to think, well, kids don't just need education. They need to have a plan, a financial plan, an emotional plan, a social plan, a plan so that they can navigate life easier and get to where they want to go a lot faster without the hiccups. And that's what they call the American dream, or what I call the universal dream. Every parent I've ever met, almost every parent I've ever met, has always wanted life to be better for their kids. They haven't wished hardship on their kids. They haven't wanted them to have to struggle as the parents have. So I came up with this plan called Plans for the Living, and it's 6 simple steps. Basically, I gleaned a lot of stuff from Oprah Winfrey, believe it or not, or Tyra Banks and all the other people that were out there at the time, the mid-80s, 90s, that were the gurus of self-help or becoming better selves. Reading and listening to Dr. Dwyer. He's a butterfly dude. I forgot what the power of intention, I think, is his thing, and many others. They're all listed in here. I don't know why I'm struggling. They're all listed in here. The 6 pillars that are the plans for my living, or plans for the living, are very simple. But first, I borrowed a motto from one of my favorite science fiction writers, or writers, period, Ray Bradbury. And I teach my kids this, and anyone else who follows this system, is think about the things that you do should be the things that you love, and the things that you love should be the things that you do. It was a great advocate of this, and I showed that video to many of my students in China, Vietnam, all over the world, of course in New York. I never did show it to my students in Hawaii. I should have, though. Oh no, I did. I gave them not the video, but I gave them that saying as when they were doing their careers essays right before COVID hit in middle of March. The things that you do should be the things that you love, and the things that you love should be the things that you do. I have been very, very fortunate to know at a young age that I wanted to teach and to come up with a plan to do that. And I ran away from that for about 20 years and then came back to it. But I've always been teaching as a junior assistant scoutmaster, in volunteering organizations and whatnot, even before I became a full-fledged teacher. And when I created part of this, I was teaching without a degree in Ecuador. So the first step is to dream. And basically, that's why I asked Juan Pablo, what did you dream of being? What did you want to be when you were 5 or 8? Because I think that's the key to fulfilling your dreams and fulfilling your inner happiness, your inner child, and being fulfilled every day that you wake up and wanting to go to your job, because it's not a job, it's what you love to do. These people who drew these paintings here, many of them may be professional artists now. Yes, you got the headaches of being a professional artist. Yes, you have the issues of finances and promotions and PR people and being ripped off by managers and whatever. I mean, that's adult shit that you have to deal with in any position, in any job. People taking credit for your work, what have you, or painting over it too soon. But you got to dream first. And once you tap into what your dreams are, then you can then start to be proactive. And that's what that big ass thing is from Dr. Stephen Covey wrote in 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Take charge of your life. Then you got to plan. So I'm in that stage right now of planning for my next career of what it says here. You want to learn from the masters. You want to get mentors. And that's what I'm in the process of doing when I get back to the States and even before. I can watch thousands of hours of YouTube videos for free on how to film better and how to tell a story better and whatnot. A huge part of planning is finding mentors, and that's why I put in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and also Tai Lopez's Why I Read a Book a Day and Why You Should Too, the Law of 33%. When I was showing this video to my Chinese students, one boy, Severin was his name, he loved Harry Potter, but his name was Severin, and he said, but mister, I don't agree with the 33, 33, 33. I would like to do 50, 25, 25. And I'm like, Severin, you can cut up these figures any way you want. You watch the video, but basically it's where you divide up your time and how you manage who you want to be in your life. And Tai Lopez says 33% should be mentors, people that are 10% or 100% ahead of you as far as financially or socially or spiritually, whatever you want to be. 33% should be people who are on your level, those who are your contemporaries, and those who are your business partners and whatnot. And 33% should be people that you are helping. You're giving back to the community by giving some of your 33% of your time and energy to those other people less fortunate. I highly recommend this video. I put this link in many of my other videos in the descriptions. Check it out. Tai Lopez is brilliant with the rule of 33%. And of course, a huge part of the planning is to prioritize and to get things in order, which is what Sean Covey says in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Keep the end in mind and put first things first. So step 1 of 7 habits is be proactive. Step 2 is keep the end in mind. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 20 years? Emotionally, spiritually, financially. Step 3 is to put first things first. So that's when you organize, you prioritize. And that's what I've done in this list of 6 things. I could have made this 17 steps to being plans for the living, but I made it really short and simple. Step 3 for me is study. Whatever you want to do, wherever you want to be, it takes hours and hours and hours and sometimes years of study. So whatever you've decided to plunge into, immerse yourself in it, and you'll become very good at understanding the craft of wherever you want to be. The last 2 steps are pretty much step 5 is work hard. I think this is only 4 steps. Step 5 is work hard. You got to work hard at whatever you're doing. And step 6 is play harder. So as you can see, I've been traveling now for almost 17 months. And I've been in, I think, 33, 35 countries. And I'm learning the craft as I go. And also scuba diving and doing tons of other fun things while I'm learning every single day this year. And with that, I'm going to continue to ask you to do epic shit.